Hi, Phil Hundl here with a frequently asked question that I think is always something good to go over and remind landowners about is when does possession occur for a condemnor? And obviously under the scenario, if the parties reach an agreement, whether it's the easement document or in case of a road expansion with TxDOT, the actual deed for fee simple strip of land for the road expansion is signed. Once that agreement and conveyance documents are signed, in a pipeline situation, it would be an easement. Then once those documents are signed and recorded, possession by the condemnor would occur. But in the event that there is not an agreement, when does possession occur? And this oftentimes will get confusing for landowners and this is the importance of the special commissioner's hearing in the date of take scenario. So if there's no agreement, condemnation case has been filed, the condemnor has gone through the steps of initial offer, final offer, waited the requisite time frame between those steps and the step of filing the petition, then the next step obviously is the commissioners are appointed, either side can object, but then there is the special commissioner's hearing. And the special commissioners, their really only task is to award a certain monetary amount. They don't go into the details of the proposed easement terms that are in the petition or the amount of land that's being taken in a TxDOT scenario. They don't evaluate any of that or the condemnor's right to take. Just how much monetary compensation do they believe the landowner should be entitled to. Either side can object to the award. If either side objects to the award or both sides object to the award timely, then the case continues in what I always refer to as normal civil litigation, which will ultimately end up in a trial if the case doesn't get resolved between the special commissioner's hearing or the objection of the award and the final trial. So, talking about specifically possession, commissioners issue an award on normally the day of the hearing, and let's say for our purposes they issue an award of $100,000. Once that condemnor deposits the $100,000 into the registry of the court, they have possession. And the possession is, even if there's not an agreement amongst the between the landowner and the condemnor, if the condemnor deposits the amount of the award into the registry of the court, the condemnor has possession. Now, you will see additional documents oftentimes filed, the court issuing a writ of possession or an award approving possession or granting possession. You'll see all those things. So when I say the court or the condemnor has possession, there's some administrative things that will happen. And so I'm talking in general terms, the possession will happen once they have the right to possession, once the award is deposited into the registry of the court. Even if the landowner is challenging their condemnor's right to take, disagreeing with the amount of compensation obviously awarded by the special commissioners, or the procedures haven't been filed, condemnor hasn't negotiated in good faith, once the condemnor deposits the award, then they will have possession in the interim during the case. And so you as a landowner, it's extremely important that you plan accordingly. In TxDOT cases, if you have fencing and cattle that are along the highway, and now once they have possession, TxDOT is going to come through with their demo crew and demo your fence. You need to plan accordingly. If you have improvements that are going to be affected, in addition to fencing or gates, but a water well or some type of utilities, you need to plan accordingly and plan with enough advance time. I see condemnors immediately after the special commissioner's hearing and the award is deposited move fairly quickly to start their construction project. Other times we see months go by with little or no activity. In pipeline cases, the same thing. Oftentimes, the special commissioner's hearing happens, award deposited, and then it takes a while before the construction process or construction crews reach that landowner's track. And then other times they reach that track fairly soon. Maybe that's where they're actually starting construction on that segment. Or so you have to plan accordingly, be it with crops in the ground, cattle, you name it, improvements that you can or want to move, then you need to take those appropriate steps and actions. I get this confusion a lot, and I want to just clarify it that oftentimes landowners will say, well, we haven't reached a deal yet, so therefore they can't start their project, and that's just not the way condemnation in Texas and the process or procedures work. So very key point. This is something that everyone needs to keep in mind when they are in a condemnation proceeding. A landowner and a condemnor, obviously their project is affecting your property, and you need to take preventative steps in anticipation of their possession and construction project on your property.